Greetings!
Alright.
You're watching Septum Sen versus the World. I'm Septum Sen, and this is Kotobuki Jake. We are here to bring you our spoils from the week in DVDs. So this week in movies, it's actually been a little bit active for me.
Really?
I mean, I finished The Muppet Show, which is big for me. Well, I finished 3 seasons they released on DVD.
Right.
So there will be a review forthcoming, and I've been kind of lax on reviews lately, so that's there. I've already recorded a review for a film called A Whisper in the Dark by a it's a YouTube, it's a particular YouTube channel called, what is it? It's Moonlight Films. And they make some sort of horror films, indie horror. So you know how I am about B horror, and I do like that sort of thing. And these guys have done an excellent job with the film. I am looking forward to seeing the sequel to that is also up there, and a few of their other films. I just don't have time, but I will get time to do it. And of course now I am starting on My Love Story.
Oh.
Which I was very uncertain as to how they were going to go about it. I haven't read anything on it. I haven't done. All I know is that it's very well acclaimed. I don't like spoilers, so I just avoid most talk about it. You've got the nice special edition. I've got the not so nice edition, but it's an edition.
Right.
What you've got there today, I've got one that's got the normal edition of. But at the same time, what I've seen was excellent. I'm looking forward to watching more of it. Out of what I've seen so far, that is by far the most impressive and enjoyable. I'm not sure how that would reflect in today's movement, because it's more of that type of film that's more about a girl snubbing guys who are not, the ideal guy, and that's kind of seen as kind of chauvinistic to look at it that way. But
Well, I guess it depends on the particular circumstances and whatever. I mean, in some ways, there's sort of like, well, she's got her own voice and doing her own thing, and but yeah, I know what you're saying.
So it's interesting, and I will be curious to. I'm curious to see how it continues, because the story's kind of gone more rapidly than I thought it would. So we'll see how it goes. This week, I didn't think I was going to be able to bring much. I had a couple of titles that were actually new. And since I had mixed everything else in here, and I did get my shelf, I will show you all real quick. You can see that shelf there came on... just kind of convenient.
Yes.
That shelf came this last weekend, and I was doing a lot of furniture stuff, cleaning out this place. I mean, as you can see, I'm in a basement, which it's actually not my mother's basement. Technically, it would be my wife's basement, I guess you could say, even though I work full-time also. But we're working on transitioning to this house as a whole. But this room was the one given to me to really do with what I please. So I've turned it into the media room for filming and all that. So, but this is the first time that my entire collection, and her collection too, is all up in one place, all alphabetized, all accessible. That's just that hasn't been that way for me since probably the mid 2000, like 2003, 2004.
I think I lasted a couple of years after that, but it's been a while for me too. And I notably this week, actually got a couple shelves from him this week, and I got a lot up too, but there's some stuff that's been in storage, don't know how long. And unfortunately, some of my to-watch stuff, a large portion of my anime is still in storage that needs to be watched. But a lot of this stuff is out, and that's good. That's nice relief. And that has been a lot of my weekend. But I got some good viewing into, and I started a series I've been wanting to for a while.
Oh.
I'm 5 episodes in, finally 5 episodes in on Full Metal Panic.
Ah, good show.
It's good so far. I'm enjoying it. Unfortunately, I had a record-keeping system for my shows that one thing that's been tripping me up has been my indecision over whether to scrap that or not. I think it is suspended. It was too time-consuming.
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah.
But you put so much investment into it.
I know. That's one reason I didn't want to quit. But sometimes you gotta make choices and it sucks. But anyway.
Counting them per episode, that's hard.
Yeah. Not anymore. For the time being, at least. And Full Metal, I am keeping track. Full Metal, Panic. I could go back and look at the credits. But anyway, it's a fun show so far. I'm enjoying it. As we commented on the other video tonight, I did watch Boss Baby. It's actually good, but it did not deserve an Oscar nod. I'm sorry. That was it did not deserve that nod. But it's a good movie. It's fun. If you have kids, they'll love it. You might enjoy it too. I don't know. And then some more episodes of Friends. I'm trying to think if there's anything else notable during the week. Yesterday was notable for viewing. I watched 3 films that were new to me. Very, very different films. Very, very different films.
Yeah.
I started with a movie that is extraordinarily artsy. Would almost reach a Fellini level of pretentiousness. Arguably very little entertainment value. Followed by a film that had almost no art, but plenty of entertainment. Followed by a film that deftly blended the two. So in the morning, I watched Darren Aronofsky's Mother.
Ah.
And it does not deserve its Razzie nods. It really doesn't. I can see why a lot of people hated.
So you're in the love category and not the hate category.
I'm not in the love category. The reason why, and this is worth knowing beforehand, I kind of knew this, but I didn't read too much on it. Before the film was released, Darren Aronofsky put out a statement about the film, and it's useful to read that statement to get it. Now, you may make the argument that if you need to read about it to get it, that's a big knock against it.
It stinks.
But I think I picked up on most of the themes and had my own interpretation that jibed closely with what he was saying was, But the film very clearly is a religious allegory, biblical allegory, you could say.
Allegory?
Allegory, whatever. You know what I mean.
I'm not one to really say. I mean, you've already butchered half the names
Yes.
on the Oscar sheet, but...
Like I said, they should hire you to read nominees.
What was it?
Nazim, or what was it?
Nazim Dolazal.
Yeah, John Travolta's attempted Idina Menzel. Anyway, so the biggest issue for me was, and I know that if you are going to watch the film, you're going to, nothing at this point is going to make you decide one way or the other. You're either going to watch or you're not.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is too much of a spoiler. If you look at it, basically, she represents Mother Earth, and he kind of represents God. That was sort of the idea. And the biggest issue I had, and it was a very real, legitimate issue, was the way he treats her. I don't like to think of God being that dismissive towards his own creations. I just think that's... But the way that humanity is presented was spot on. And that's probably why a lot of people hated the film, because they didn't like looking in a mirror. I'm sorry, I fully agree with that representation of how humanity is treating this planet, and God for that matter. And
well, it depends on the representation of God.
oh man, so I had issues with certain parts of the film, but it was well made. It was well acted. The only reason it's up for the Razzies is because it pissed so many people off. And then on the flip side, a film that had very little art and all entertainment, I ended up seeing Ride Along 2. I still haven't seen the first one. But the second, it's fun.
Yeah, well,
It's actually better than I expected. The film is actually... It doesn't look like it was cobbled together by middle schoolers the way Fist Fight did. It actually looked decent, and I actually liked it better than my last lowest film for that year, which was Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Ride Along was entertaining.
I need to see that, but the second one was it's worth, if you got a couple hours to kill, you could do worse. And then the one that blended them, the one that was a highly acclaimed film that actually had Oscar buzz, that was really well done, but very entertaining. I finally saw the first film that was released after the passing of James Gandolfini that starred him, which was Enough Said. And that was a tremendous loss. He died way too young. And have you seen that one yet? Mm-mm. He does a great job. He really does. He does. And he was up for some Oscar buzz. Julia Louis-Dreyfus had a ton of Oscar buzz. Neither of them ended up getting a nod. But it's a great film. It's a lot of fun. It's worth watching. And so it was a very interesting trajectory through the day of different films. But, so that was kind of nice. That was good. And then I guess, so if we're ready to start into the...
Go for it.
Okay. And I actually do have some brand new pickups from today. But I've been sitting on this particular thing for several weeks, waiting to present this setup, and we're trying to do 5 at a time to keep it moving, quickly, especially because I just rambled on there for a while. But anyway, the first one I'm going to do, just like last week, I brought in one that I've already watched, so I want to go ahead and present it to get it onto my shelf and put away. And this was one that I had commented on when we saw it. This is a really good movie from a couple decades ago. Robert Redford film, The Horse Whisperer, which of course stars Redford, and also stars Kristen Scott Thomas, Sam Neill, Diane Weist, Scarlett Johansson, and Chris Cooper. And it was one of Johansson's first starring roles. Even though she didn't get top billing, because kids never do, she was, I think this was probably her third or fourth notable role. And I still think it's a really good performance, especially given her age at the time. Cooper's always solid, and he hadn't yet broken out. I think he really broke out with American Beauty, basically. Yeah. So this was kind of one of his early roles. Overall, it's just a really solid. Like most films filmed in the Rockies, you see it and you want to go visit because But it's really well done. I was nervous about whether this would be a good transfer since it is on Blu-ray and it's not a special edition. It does look really good on Blu-ray. One of the reasons I took so long to get it was because that nervousness of whether it would look good. But I finally did. It's a little bit maudlin. I'll be straight up. It's a little bit of a chick flick. But it's one of the better ones I've seen. And I was utterly shocked that my mom didn't want to keep it because she loves horses so much. But I was like, okay, I'm
almost positive that your mother would not want to keep the other one that you got up there.
Probably. Actually, I'm not even sure she'll ever see that one.
So, I had been seeing a bunch of stuff. I mean, my favorite YouTubers, Cool Duder, What Movie One. Many of them have been talking about Dollar Tree has their new store in dollar movies. Now, I've been all over Dollar Trees, and I thought I'm not going to find anything that I like. I was sad that I couldn't find anything I liked out of the stuff that they had put that I wanted until today. Now, I do have 2 films from that I'll be doing next week that I had from my previous searches. But this is going. Since I got 5 exactly, I figured this will be perfect. I just pull from this bag here. So we're going to start with Parental Guidance. Now, admittedly, I got it mainly because of the cast. It's got Billy Crystal, Bette Midler, Maurice Tomei, and Tom Everett Scott. I mean, it looks pretty much like, a throwaway film, but it's a great cast, and I can't knock that. So, personally, it's not too bad to get a full-on Blu-ray of this. It's got some commentaries and deleted scenes, and like a little featurette on here, so not too bad, actually. And it's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack, so not too bad. Have you seen this one?
No, I have not.
Have you heard about it?
Nope.
All right, so...
Well, no, I mean, I've heard about it. I haven't heard anything seriously one way or the other.
Well, it's a film from sometime in 2012, so,
Okay.
when the world ended.
Actually, I think this one's a 20... This might have been a 2012 release. 2012, 2013. Okay, so on the opposite end, supposedly, of the quality scale, I actually have... This one, obviously, I've been sitting on for a while because, for the next few weeks, I'm going to be mostly doing stuff from before Christmas. I already presented what I thought was going to be my pickups from last November's Criterion sale. But at the very last minute, I had some coupons for discounted beverages at their in-house coffee shop. And I decided to peruse the Blu-ray, and the Criterion, rather. And I found one Blu-ray that inexplicably was so much cheaper than the others. And it was a film that I have heard so much about. I have not seen it, but I want to see it. I've heard so much about it. This is a film that a lot of people said should have cleaned up at the Oscars, and I don't even think it got a nod. But it's a French language film. I think it is a French film. But it's a French language film called Blue is the Warmest Color. And it was $12.50 on Blu-ray, which for Criterion is pretty damn good. Now, we have railed against some of their newer releases. This is a 2013 release, but I do believe this release came out a few years ago.
Yeah, it did.
And it has new digital transfer, trailer and TV spot, new English subtitle translation, plus an essay by critic R.B. Ruby Rich.
Yeah, this is why you gotta wait until you
That's
can get some
it.
stuff there, yeah.
That's
a very
it.
poor off.
Boo on you, Criterion.
That's poor performance.
But this is a highly acclaimed foreign film on Blu-ray for $12.50.
Yeah.
That's still a good price.
Not a bad price for that.
But for a Criterion release, that was
That was very poor.
that was
Criterion.
poor release for Criterion. But it's a romance between two ladies. Lea Seydoux is one of them. I don't remember the other one. It's Adele Exarchopoulos. I hope I said that right. Lea Seydoux, of course, is becoming pretty well known. She was in was it Spectre? One of the Bond films. I think it was Spectre. And she was kicked around as a potential co-star in the Gambit film, but who knows if that'll ever see the light of day.
Who knows now that they've done that transfer.
Yeah. Was it?
Now they've done the transfer to Disney.
Yeah, I know. But I've heard a lot about this. I have not gotten to it yet. This probably deserves that clip from the critic.
What, that one?
It stinks.
the French film's clip.
Oh.
Yes.
A foreign film. Oh, the evening is saved. I like French films, pretentious, boring French films. I like French films. 3 tickets, s'il vous plaît. Ow.
I don't know. It reminds me, there was a film that came out in 99, 98, 99 that I absolutely loved. That I spent years tracking down and finally got a DVD copy called The Dream Life of Angels. And from what I remember of that film, I suspect this should be in the same vein. And if it is, I should love it. So we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah.
So on my dollar list, there's one I actually am familiar with. Back at one year, I said I'm going to find as many films from this year as I can. And not this year, obviously. But I was willing to watch anything released in this particular year. And that's how I came to watch Russell Madness original. Yes, Russell Madness.
Oh, man.
So I have actually seen this.
What year was that?
That was... Gosh, I cannot read. It is so teeny tiny. 2014. So yeah, I was very eager to see all the 2014 films. And I saw quite a bit that year, actually. So
You may actually be tied with me for that year, if not a little above.
See, I saw Russell Madness, and you didn't.
Nope, that's so true. I feel shamed.
Russell Madness is one of those kids' movies, in case you could tell, that is about a Jack Russell with his family who inherit this old wrestling arena. And they discover this old wrestling arena, it's been dead for years. But Russell, with the help of his monkey manager, they're going to revive the art of wrestling and bring that family additional financial success.
Oh man, that's a line to remember. With his monkey manager.
You see right here, you can see where Russell's got the wrestler pinned right there. That shows right there the kind of caliber you've got from this film. Airbud, you got nothing on this. All right.
Oh god. Well, I guess as many of the freaking Buddies films as there are. Though I was wondering, is that the dog from Wishbone?
It is a... Actually, probably not. That dog would be old by this point.
Alright. Anyway.
You go on ahead.
Alright, so my next one is exciting. I'm excited. I said last week that this week I was going to finish off my acquisitions of Sentai Special Edition collections. And I also mentioned that I went a little bit crazy with the sales. So, I have 3 more series to present. The first one pisses me off because I ordered it from Right Stuff for $56, I think, which was a really good price. And then when Sentai did their insane post-Christmas sale, they dropped this one to $40. So I got it for $16 more if I had waited. But this is one that I really want to see and I really wanted to get, and it is a cool looking set. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon?
In case you want a comparison to what the
that's his regular edition. Yep.
Looks like.
Yep. But look at that. If you know anything about it, you know about Hesta's blue ribbon. It looks like this is wrapped up in a neat little ribbon. And I actually was worried until I got it that there was an actual ribbon around it. It's not. It's a blue box, so that's good. But then you open it up and you see this little teeny tiny dinky ribbon, and you're like, what? But anyway, this is, it comes with...
Wow, that's a nice...
comes with a really nice little book. It has nothing in it.
Well, it's like a journal.
Yeah, it's like a journal. And I'm guessing, since this is basically like an RPG type series, I'm guessing this is like a way to keep your notes of what you do. And then you go in there, you got the actual book, the hardcover book that comes with all of these sets. You got your DVD and Blu-ray sets.
Yep.
They put the
Oh,
lenticular
yeah,
card
lenticular ones.
inside. This one has a fun little lenticular card of these two dancing while they're brushing their teeth. Because why not? And then
Isn't there a second season of that coming out?
there is. And there's also an OVA, a spin-off OVA. It's like, is it wrong to have a hot spring in a dungeon or something like that? They're little cards or stickers, or I'm not sure what these are exactly. And then you got the little box in it. And this is alone among the Sentai ones. It actually is easy to open. You got the
It's got a little
characters.
tear on it, though.
Yeah, that's probably why it's easy to open.
Well,
But-
there you go. They just need to tear it.
And again, there was that dinky little ribbon. But then when you open it up, you realize, wait a minute, there actually is a real ribbon.
Ah. Just in case.
Just in case. And there's also a poster in here. And I think that was all they put in this little box. But, so
I
it's...
really do want to see it.
Sentai really does... They are coming up with some very creative sets. And I will give them points for, for the effort that they're putting into these. Some of this swag is kind of like, that's kind of pointless. I wish that more of them came with the soundtracks. A lot of them do, but not all of them do.
Yep.
But overall, this is a really, really cool set. It's a series I really want to see. And this thing wrapping this up with the ribbon is kind of...
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. But that box just looks cool. And that's something that can easily sit like up on the top of a shelf or something without, it's big, but it doesn't take up like a massive amount of space. So,
You can just, put that on top of something.
all right.
So, again in my dollar stack. These are the expensive ones. These are the cheap ones. So, in this, I got a film with Liam Hemsworth, Gary Oldman, Amber Heard, and Harrison Ford. It's called Paranoia. Now, I'm not that familiar with this particular film, but it's another one of them future films, high stakes espionage thriller. So it may or may not be good. I'm not sure. Probably not.
It's probably worth $1.
But it's worth seeing for that cast alone. It's you got a really excellent cast. So I'm very happy to get this and add this to my collection. There's a lot of these that I haven't seen yet. I've gotten for $1, but later on you find out that people are selling them for like $5 and $10, and then you say, I got it for $1. I missed that. There was a year they put a whole bunch of Woody Harrelson ones out, and that was really cool.
Yeah, we got a couple good ones out of that. I mean, the
Scorched.
Grand was good, and so was Scorched. Yeah, Scorched was fun. Okay, so that big post-Christmas sale, that's where my last two come from. And this big post-Christmas sale had a couple things that pissed me off. I've already mentioned one. Another one that really pissed me off was that they had for $40, Love, Chuninbyo, and Other Delusions, Heartthrob, which is one I really wanted. But the first set is so far out of print, it's not even funny. Yeah. And I didn't want a totally mismatched set. So I'm going to end up getting that complete collection that they just put out. But I would have loved to have had those on premium. Actually, I think the first series was one of the first premium sets they did. And it's one of the few that is completely out of print. Monster Musume went out of print right away. I mean, that's just not even...
That's another one I got the normal edition of.
Yeah, I still need to get that. And again, all of these ones we're talking about are ones I want to see. This one here I have little interest in, but I have enough that it was worth springing for the premiums. But one of the other things that ticked me off, they had two series, that each had 2 sets, that they were selling the sets for $20 each, which for these premium sets is phenomenal. But one of them was a series I have less than 0 interest in. I have no desire to see Parasite the Maxim. I know it's an acclaimed series, but I have no desire to see it. But the other one I was interested in, so I got it. So I have sets 1 and 2 of Akame ga Kill in the premium. You know, they're more typical size premium sets. Each one comes with the DVD and Blu-rays, the book, and then, you know, your box that has extras in it. I actually have not... Wow, those books are actually wrapped up separately. That's a first.
Good.
It's the first time I've seen that. I'm not necessarily going to do a full unboxing of both, because that might be redundant, but we'll see if there's anything... I honestly didn't really pay much attention to what the swag was with these. It was just, again, you know, for $20, I mean, it's $40 for the full series, but, you know, that's pretty good for a premium edition. You know, Aniplex, take note. We had to get one dig in there. So, poster.
Mm-hmm.
Some, fake tattoos. And then little sticker. I guess that's everything for that one.
Yep.
So there's probably not too much with these, but you know, still, again, for the price, for what you're getting, these are solid sets. They're very interesting. And unfortunately, there's a little bit of tear around the top of that box. I think every now and then I get a package that has some actual damage. And unfortunately, this may have been the victim of that. And it's very sad. This one does not appear to be damaged, so that's good. Mm-hmm. But again, those... no. The second set comes with a soundtrack. So that's cool. That's, like I was saying before, soundtracks are a plus.
Yep.
And I got to see if that's a straight soundtrack. Whoa. 3 discs. 3 discs.
That's a lot of soundtrack, right?
That is a lot of soundtrack. It's got original soundtrack 1 with 2 discs, original soundtrack 2 with 1 disc. So, that's pretty cool. So, all right.
So, next on my dollar list. See, he's got all these nice, fancy ones. I'm sitting here with these little dollar
I'll be
titles.
going cheap next week, that's for sure. And in fact, today's pickups were dollar pickups.
Actually, oddly enough, mine for next week, so I've got $2 pickups and then a couple of video game pickups, which will depend on if I do end up picking up anything otherwise in that week. So, next is a movie called Before I Go to Sleep with Nicole Kidman. And then we've got Colin Firth and Mark Strong.
Huh.
And that's
good cast.
Again, a good cast. Most of these pickups, aside from Russell Madness, were for the cast. I looked at this and I was very interested in it.
I see the cast in the back.
It looks good. It looks fun. I mean, a lot of these are thrillers.
I was hoping it would have like Taron Egerton or whatever, and then it would definitely be a Kingsman cast, but with Nicole Kidman.
But you know, it's a thrill. Yep, it's a thriller with a twist ending you'll never see coming. Kidman plays Christine, a woman who wakes up every day remembering nothing due to a mysterious accident in her past. Oh, I
remember
seen this.
that.
Okay.
I've never seen it, but I remember that movie now.
But when she tries to piece together her former life, she uncovers terrifying secrets that leave her with no one she can trust, including her doctor, Mark Strong, or even her husband. I have actually heard of this one now that I've actually read the backing of it.
Yeah.
So that will be fun. I've only seen one of those so far, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, and you definitely picked up some good credits there. I mean, again, Mark Strong, Colin Firth make a great team in the Kingsman movies, so it'd be nice to see them in another. All right, so my go?
Yep.
All right, my last one. This is one that we actually discussed before on this channel. I had mentioned that I was very curious about it, very much wanted to see it, but I did not want to pay an exorbitant price for it. $40 was, I thought, quite reasonable for a premium edition of this series, and that is what it went for in that post-Christmas sale. So I got School Live, which is that series about girls and their school living club. That's a happy, cheerful, happy-go-lucky, every day is fun and sunshine, except that everywhere outside of the mental state of one girl, it's a zombie apocalypse.
Oh.
And I'm not big on zombie stuff, but the premise intrigued me. And this is a very highly regarded series, and it's a little bit more bare bones than some of their stuff. The book is not even
It's not even
hardcover, but it's a notebook, property of the School Living Club. So that's actually appropriate, even though it would be nice if it was hardcover. It's appropriate to the subject matter. But this also comes with a soundtrack, which is, again, very cool. 2-disc soundtrack. It looks like it's basically an actual soundtrack. I would have expected a series like this to have character songs, but, whatever. And then you got your, the DVD and Blu-ray setups. This one comes with a packet of art cards in it. This one comes with stickers, So it's not the fanciest set they've done, but it's a very nice, solid little set. And very cool. And again, these are all very solid chipboard boxes. They look really nice on the shelf. They do take up more space. And I'm trying to be more space conscious, but I will make room for stuff that looks cool.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
cool.
this is a show I really want to see. I may even have to prioritize it as one of the next ones I see, just because I'm so curious about it.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know if it's too zombie-ish for me. Yes.
Well, I guess we'll save the best for last. And I don't remember what the best... Oh, I do now remember. It's one that I have actually heard of and I wanted to see, but I didn't want to pay a lot for. It is a movie called Dom Hemingway. I remember that the campaign advertising this was hilarious. I love the commercials.
Really? I don't even remember that. Who's in that?
Let's see here. Jude Law.
Oh, that's...
Jude Law is Dom Hemingway, and you're not. So, Jude Law steals the show as Dom Hemingway, a larger-than-life safecracker with a short fuse and a long memory, who sets off to collect what he's owed after 12 years in prison. When his long-awaited payday goes awry, Dom tries to reconnect with his estranged daughter, played by Emilia Clarke, only to be tempted again to crack safes in a film that Entertainment Weekly calls Grade A.
Ooh. But grade A what?
And they actually have a decent number of special features on here, too.
Who else is in that?
So,
Demian Bichir? Richard E. Grant? Captain Conlon.
but I was curious about this one. When I actually was looking at the particular ones that they had advertised on those other videos, it was this one and Russell Madness. Those were the two that I was most interested in getting hold of, and I did get them, and I'm happy.
You got these at Dollar Tree, you said?
Yep, Dollar Tree. I'll tell you which one after the video. I try not to do too much triangulation over here. But, you guys go to your Dollar Trees. If they don't have what you're looking for, go to another Dollar Tree. They all have different stuff lined out. I was surprised that the first one I went to didn't even have the fitness tapes. And all of them had the fitness tapes, except for that one. So some of them didn't have Blu-ray. Some of them had a ton of DVDs. Many of them have that Wizard of Oz animated cartoon that flopped that Lea Michele is starred in. It's worth checking out. So get your checkout on. By the way, like our videos, subscribe. Comment if you've gotten any cool buys. You got the Dollar Tree, got a good buy. If you got something cool from the Sentai sale, tell us what you got.
Right.
We'll be interested. I look at all of the things, and he actually also looks through a lot of the videos and the comments. So we'll be glad to follow up. All right. Well, we will see you on the next one.
Have a good one.